What if the real power to heal your body, sharpen your mind, and conquer your entire life was already inside you, just waiting to be unlocked? Collision in the Healing Blueprint: How to Align Health, Mind, and Life. We're breaking through the noise and decoding the missing link between physical vitality and mental mastery. Rocket, discover how tiny daily shifts can reset your metabolism, rewire your thoughts, and reignite your purpose. Globe, showing Europe, Africa, it's time to reclaim control, restore balance, and rise above limitations, because when your mind and body align, you don't just survive, you conquer. Brain, flex the hidden code of healing DNA, understanding how your body's systems communicate and self-repair when you remove internal blocks. You know, the human body is not just a collection of organs working independently. It's an intelligent network, constantly talking to itself. Every cell, every hormone, every nerve impulse is part of a master communication system that knows exactly what to do if we stop interrupting it. Think of it like a perfectly designed blueprint that's been buried under layers of poor diet, chronic stress, and misinformation. The body isn't broken, it's simply blocked. Once you remove the interference, the natural healing process begins automatically without you forcing it. Your body's healing system works on feedback loops. When something's off, like inflammation, low energy, or poor sleep, it's not random. It's a signal. Your body is talking, but most people aren't listening. They treat the noise, the symptoms, instead of decoding the message. For instance, if you're constantly tired, your body isn't asking for more caffeine. It's asking you to restore mitochondrial function, balance your insulin, or reduce cortisol spikes. When you start interpreting these signals correctly, you stop reacting to your body and start partnering with it. The truth is, healing isn't something you do to your body, it's something you allow your body to do. That shift in perspective changes everything. It's not about fighting disease, it's about creating an internal environment where disease can't survive. When your nutrition supports your cells, when your sleep resets your hormones, and when your thoughts reduce inflammation instead of adding to it, your body's natural blueprint kicks back online. And this isn't just theory, you can feel it. When alignment starts to happen, you notice your mood stabilize, your digestion improve, and your energy return. That's the feedback loop working again. Your cells are communicating properly. Your organs are synchronized. Your brain and body are finally on the same team. The more aligned you are internally, the less resistance you experience externally. So here's what I want you to remember. Your body already knows how to heal. It's not waiting for another supplement, another diagnosis, or another trend. It's waiting for you to get out of the way, to clear the clutter, align your lifestyle, and let the original design take over. When you do that, healing stops being a mystery and starts being your default setting. Mind, body synchrony, brain, flexed how your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs directly influence hormones, immunity, and cellular regeneration. Most people separate the mind and the body as if they're two different worlds, one for thoughts, one for biology. But in reality, they're one system. Every thought you have triggers a chemical response. Every emotion sends signals through your nervous system that tell your cells how to behave. When your mind is stressed, your body doesn't just feel it, it obeys it. It releases cortisol, raises your heart rate, slows digestion, and shuts down repair. That's not coincidence. That's biology responding to emotion. When you're in a state of constant worry or pressure, your body stays stuck in survival mode. It's trying to protect you from a threat that doesn't exist anymore. The problem is, healing doesn't happen in survival mode. You can't grow, repair, or restore when your body thinks you're running from danger. That's why people who are always anxious, even if they eat perfectly or take the right supplements, still struggle to feel better. Their chemistry is locked in defense, but when the mind begins to quiet down, something incredible happens. The nervous system shifts gears. Your parasympathetic system, your healing mode, turns on. Blood starts flowing to your digestive organs, your breathing deepens, your muscles relax, and your brain waves slow. This is the state where repair happens, where the immune system becomes strong, where hormones find balance again. The body is literally waiting for your mind to give it permission to heal. It's not about forcing positive thinking. It's about awareness, recognizing how powerful your thoughts really are. A single moment of gratitude can lower inflammation markers. Deep breathing can stabilize your heart rhythm. Mindfulness can reset your hormonal balance. These aren't spiritual concepts, they're biochemical realities. The brain and the body are in constant dialogue, and you get to decide the tone of that conversation. When your mindset shifts from fear to trust, from control to cooperation, the body follows instantly. That's the synchronization we're aiming for, not perfection, but partnership. You start noticing small changes, your cravings fade, your energy becomes steady, your focus sharpens. You're no longer fighting your body, you're communicating with it. So, the next time you feel stressed, remember your thoughts are the language your body listens to. Speak healing, not fear, because when your mind and body move in the same direction, health stops being a struggle and starts becoming your natural state. Nutritional alignment, broccoli. Discover the foods and fasting strategies that activate natural healing and mental clarity. Nutrition isn't just about calories or macros, it's information. Every bite of food you eat is a signal that tells your body what to do next. It can either trigger inflammation, fatigue, and brain fog, or it can activate energy, clarity, and cellular repair. The problem is, most people have been trained to think of food as comfort or entertainment, not communication. But your body doesn't care about flavor first, it cares about function. When you feed it real nutrient, dense foods, you're literally programming it to heal. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They eat too often, too late, and too processed. When you constantly graze throughout the day, your insulin stays high. And when insulin is high, your body can't burn fat, it stores it. It also shuts down growth hormone, which is your repair hormone. That's why intermittent fasting and clean eating work so powerfully together. They give your body a break, a chance to reset, clean up damaged cells, and switch from storage mode to healing mode. Think of it like this. Every time you fast, your body stops chasing fuel and starts fixing itself. It begins burning stored fat for energy, producing ketones, which are like clean energy for the brain. People report sharper focus, lighter moods, and more consistent energy not because of magic, but because their chemistry finally stabilizes. The brain and body are finally being fueled the way nature intended. And here's where alignment really happens when you combine the right foods with the right timing. Whole foods, good fats, leafy greens, and high-quality proteins become tools for transformation. You're no longer counting calories, you're building chemistry. When your nutrition supports your hormones, everything else follows. Your metabolism stabilizes, your mood improves, and even your mindset becomes more resilient. But remember, nutrition isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental too. The moment you eat under stress, your digestion shuts down, your nutrient absorption drops, and your body goes into protection mode. That's why mindful eating, slowing down, breathing, being present, is just as important as what's on your plate. Because when you eat with calm intention, your body recognizes it as nourishment, not threat. So every meal becomes a message. Ask yourself, is this food helping me heal or holding me back? Because once you start eating for function instead of impulse, your body transforms from the inside out. The truth is simple. When your nutrition aligns with your biology, healing stops being a theory and becomes your daily reality. Stress reset mechanism, relieved face, techniques to lower cortisol, restore sleep cycles, and rebuild your nervous system balance. Stress is one of the most powerful forces affecting your health, and most people don't even realize how deeply it runs. It's not just emotional tension or a bad day at work. Chronic stress rewires your entire physiology. It changes how your brain functions, how your hormones are released, and even how your body stores fat. When stress becomes constant, your body stops distinguishing between a real threat and an imagined one. The same system that evolved to protect you now begins to harm you slowly, quietly, and daily. When your body is under stress, cortisol rises. At first, that's helpful, it gives you energy and focus. But when cortisol stays high, it starts breaking down muscle, suppressing your immune system, and storing fat around the midsection. You feel wired but exhausted, alert but foggy, tired but unable to sleep. That's the classic stress loop, your body trying to defend itself from a problem that never ends. And the harder you push, the more it pushes back. The real key isn't to eliminate stress, it's to reset how your body responds to it. You have two primary modes, the sympathetic, your fight or flight system, and the parasympathetic, your rest and restore system. The issue is that most people live stuck in that first mode, 24/7. But when you learn to activate your parasympathetic system intentionally, healing begins to happen naturally. Breathing deeply, walking in silence, turning off stimulation before bed, these small actions flip the switch. They tell your body, you're safe, it's okay to repair now. When you lower stress, everything else you've been working on finally starts to work. Your digestion improves, your sleep deepens, your hormones rebalance, nutrients get absorbed more efficiently, your immune system becomes stronger, and your brain clears up. That's because your body no longer has to divide its energy between survival and healing. It can finally focus on restoration. Stress is inevitable, but suffering under it isn't. The secret is awareness and recovery. Start noticing your triggers, your pace, your breathing. Create small daily rituals, a walk after meals, 5 minutes of quiet before sleep, gratitude in the morning. Those moments may seem small, but they rewire your entire nervous system over time. When you train your body to return to calm faster than chaos can pull you away, you reclaim your balance. And that's the truth about stress. It doesn't just test your strength, it reveals your alignment. Calm isn't weakness, it's your most powerful form of control. The Purpose Principle Globe showing Europe, Africa, how connecting to a higher purpose rewires your brain for discipline, gratitude, and long-term health success. Purpose is one of the most underrated yet powerful healing forces in the human body. When you wake up every day with a clear sense of why you're doing what you do, your entire physiology changes. Your brain chemistry shifts, your hormones align, and your energy becomes more focused. On the other hand, when purpose is missing, even the healthiest lifestyle can start to feel empty. You can eat clean, exercise, and sleep well, but without direction, There's always something missing inside. The truth is, your body and mind thrive on meaning. When you feel connected to something bigger than yourself, whether that's serving others, building something valuable, or growing as a person, your stress response lowers automatically. Dopamine and serotonin, your motivation and happiness chemicals, begin to stabilize. You stop chasing temporary highs and start building lasting fulfillment. The body senses that alignment and begins to function in balance. That's why people with purpose often live longer, recover faster, and experience less inflammation. Their biology is literally wired around direction. Purpose also gives structure to discipline. When you know your why, it becomes easier to say no to things that drain your energy. Skipping a meal when fasting, turning off screens before bed, or getting up early to move your body isn't a struggle anymore. It's part of a mission. Every healthy decision becomes meaningful because it serves something beyond comfort. You're not forcing yourself to be healthy. You're choosing it because it supports who you're becoming. And purpose doesn't have to be grand or complicated. It might be as simple as being there for your family, inspiring others through your growth, or taking care of your health so you can live your potential fully. The key is that it feels authentic. It resonates with your core. When your actions align with your values, your nervous system relaxes. The inner conflict disappears. You stop fighting yourself, and your energy flows effortlessly. The moment you reconnect to your purpose, you notice an internal shift. Your posture changes, your tone strengthens, your focus sharpens. You're no longer reacting to life, you're directing it. And that's when true healing accelerates, when your biology and belief move in the same direction. Because in the end, purpose is not just a mindset, it's medicine. When you live with purpose, every heartbeat becomes intentional, and every breath moves you closer to wholeness. Daily blueprint rituals, alarm clock, step-by-step habits that combine mindset, movement, and nourishment to align your health, mind, and life. Consistency is where everything we've talked about starts to take root. You can have the best knowledge, the cleanest diet, the most powerful mindset, but without daily action, it all fades. Healing isn't built in a day. It's built in the small choices you make repeatedly. Those little decisions done over time are what align your health, your mind, and your life. The key isn't perfection, it's rhythm. When you build a rhythm that supports your biology, your body responds with energy, clarity, and calm. Every day, you're either reinforcing health or reinforcing stress. The morning, you choose quiet instead of chaos. The meal you eat with awareness instead of distraction. The walk you take instead of scrolling. These are the micro wins that recalibrate your nervous system. The body loves routine. It thrives on predictability because that's where it feels safe. And a body that feels safe heals faster, digests better, and thinks clearer. Creating a daily healing blueprint doesn't mean overwhelming yourself with a long checklist. It's about designing simple rituals that serve your alignment. Start your day with hydration and sunlight. Take 5 minutes for breathing before you grab your phone. Eat within a window that supports your hormones. Move your body every few hours, not for punishment but for flow. And most importantly, end your day with stillness, gratitude, reflection, or silence to let your mind reset before you sleep. These actions sound small, but they create chemical balance, lower stress hormones, and activate deep recovery. The real transformation happens not in the grand gestures but in the quiet repetition. That's how habits become identity. The more you repeat actions that align with health, the more your body learns that this is who you are now. And the mind follows. You start craving balance instead of chaos, nourishment instead of distraction. It's a shift that feels natural because it's built through experience, not willpower. When your daily rituals become automatic, healing stops being something you chase. It becomes something you live. You're no longer trying to get healthy. You're simply expressing health through your choices, and that's the ultimate form of freedom. Because true alignment isn't found in what you do once in a while, it's built in what you do every single day. Small steps done consistently create unstoppable momentum. That's how healing becomes a lifestyle, not a goal. At the end of the day, healing isn't about chasing perfection, it's about returning to balance. When your body, mind, and life move in harmony, everything begins to flow effortlessly. You think clearer, feel lighter, and live with purpose. The blueprint has always been inside you. It's just been waiting for you to activate it. So take what you've learned today, apply it daily, and let your life become proof of what alignment can do. Because real healing doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice. And that choice starts the moment you decide to live in alignment.